right, Cancers, welcome to your love reading. Let's get started. Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. What's the overall energy in love? What is the overall energy for Cancers in love? We got here repetitive cycle. Okay, so it says the predictable and repetitive cycle of an on and off relationship can be toxic and harmful. So why put yourself through such an awful experience? So it looks like the overall energy is that you're in some sort of repetitive cycle when it comes to love. And it could be toxic and harmful. The thing about it is, it's with a person. You're in some sort of repetitive cycle with a person. And there's going to be some sort of need to compromise. Because it says navigate, communicate, negotiate, and compromise to facilitate this sacred union. Your twin flame is ready to meet you halfway. So you and your twin flame or your person, you're in some sort of toxic and harmful repetitive cycle that's going to require compromising. Yeah, somebody is definitely feeling something and it's hard to explain it. I feel like one person is awake and the other person isn't. That's why it's hard to compromise and the cycle is so toxic and hurtful, because you have one person who feels something deep about the other person that they can't explain. It's very profound and they're emotional. I feel like one person is emotional. They feel this connection really deep. I'm even getting here that some of them may have shed a tear, and the other and the reason why they shed a tear, because the other one is unawakened and the other one is acting cold, distant, and aloof. And that's the cycle. One person feels awakened and the other person feels unawakened. And they feel like the other one doesn't care and the other one doesn't even want anything to do with them. While that may be true, it's causing problems here. Tell me about, tell me about Cancers. The King of Cups is showing up for you. Cancers, I feel like you're the unawakened one. And this right here, like this is making me feel like something is about to happen within you where you're about to get in your feelings. Yeah, because we got here the Seven of Cups, some sort of illusion. There was some sort of confusion going on around you, but I feel like you're about to wake up. And I feel like when you wake up, you're going to wake up feelings for this person. Tell me about Cancers. See, the Five of Swords flipped over. See, that's why, and then we got the Fool and the Page of Cups. Because I feel like, see, Cancers, we got the Page of Cups. I feel like this is someone that you were open to at some point with the Page of Cups here. It was like, okay, I can see, but there was some sort of but here. Like you were open, but there was a but. Because even right here, when I see this pig flying, it reminds me of that saying, when pigs fly. So I feel like there was some sort of but, like maybe something off about the person where you were like, I'm open, but something that you said you would never do, you may have had to do if you wanted to be with this person. Like, let's say, for example, you said, I would never date someone that's 5 or 10 years younger than me. When pigs fly, you know, and it's like, here this person comes in that you like, but it's like they have something that is like, I would never be with someone like that. And it's going to require some sort of risk, or it did require a risk. But something happened with this Five of Swords. Something happened to where it got sabotaged, and I don't feel like you were able to all the way follow through, which is why we got on and off. Because I feel like someone could have kept sabotaging it. And I do say, I don't know if it was you or them. It looks like it could have been them. Because I feel like you got confused. Yeah, I feel like you were the one that was confused by their behavior. Why was Cancer confused? Let me use a different deck. I want to know, why was Cancer confused by this person's behavior? Because it was something that they were doing to sabotage the connection, and it confused you too. Manipulation spells. A spell has been casted. there was some sort of manipulation spell that was casted. So I feel like this spell was affecting the both of you. It was affecting their behavior, and also it affected yours as well, because we saw you in the unawakened. Let me move this back some. Someone casted a manipulation spell. To manipulate your feelings, to manipulate, you know, how they wanted this connection to go. And it says, and it led to you fear getting hurt again. It says past hurt holds them captive. This was you. Because whatever it is that happened with this person, and just even whatever it is that happened with you, with other people, it's like, I don't know. That's why the page is here. I don't know if I want to give this person a chance, because they already messed up with this Five of Swords. So it's like, I'm afraid of taking a risk with you, because you may do what you did before to sabotage it. And then when you add in all the previous encounters that went bad for you, that plays on your mind too. That gets in your head also. So now you're probably saying, when pigs fly, I'll date this person again. Because you've been hurt too many times. But I do want to note and say that there was a manipulation spell. Yeah, someone was in this person's ear. Because I feel like you made them nervous, but I feel like there was a person that was in their ear as well that was causing them. It's like someone was telling them something, and as a result of what they were being told, they were acting on that with you. And I feel like it made you confused and question their behavior. Like, do you even really like me? Because you're sabotaging it. Well, someone was in their ear dictating their behavior towards you. And then we saw the spell. Yeah, I'm seeing here, yeah, someone was dealing with a narcissist. And that's why we got here repetitive cycle. It just, you and this person kept going through the same thing over and over and over again. Of sabotage, constant sabotaging, not coming together. Someone constantly in your ear, in their ear rather, resisting change, afraid to turn the wheel. That's part of that repetitive cycle. Change was needed, both sides, but there was a resistance to it. Tell me about this person. The Eight of Cups. They walked away, Cancers, because of something that was in their head. We got the Ace of Swords and then the Ace of Wands. Someone, this is a third party. Someone got in this person's head. And when they got into that person's head, they acted on what that person told them. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just telling you guys the energy. I'm just saying this person was told something about you, or someone gave them some advice about you. They listened, and then they walked away. They took action and walking away. That's why you're like, what is going on? Why are you acting this way? Why are you sabotaging it? Because you were willing to take a risk, but you were like, nah, even though this is someone that you wouldn't otherwise date, you were still willing to take a risk. But when they did this Five of Swords, when they were playing games, when they sabotaged it, you pulled back. That furthermore added to what you already was fearing, just in general. That's why I say, if you already come in with fear, they do nothing to make you even feel safe to give them a chance. If anything, they kept sabotaging it. And they walked away. They ended up walking away from you because of what someone told them, because of what some advice someone gave them. They took action from someone else's advice. Let's get a card for them. Overthinking. Yeah, they were overthinking the situation, confused by the many choices. And so if they're already overthinking and confused, it was easy for someone to give them some bad advice and for them to listen. Because this is someone that's an overthinker. And they were talking to someone, and that person, this could be someone that they work with that they were talking to, but whoever the person is, they gave them intentionally, they gave them some bad advice. And they did it because they wanted some sort of action. They wanted this person to do something with them. That's why we saw them working together, doing something, teaming up together. Yeah, see? They sabotage you and this person intentionally so that this person will collaborate with them. We got the Three of Pentacles, and now we got the Four of Pentacles. Whoever that third party is, they wanted to keep this person. They wanted to hold on to this person. See? Sneaky. I told y'all, Seven of Swords. That third party is a sneaky person. Eight of Pentacles, committed. We got here, remember we saw the spell work. Someone was committed to doing some sort of ritual, committed to doing some sort of spell work, to cast some sort of manipulation spell. So that, look, to prevent a tower from happening in their life. They didn't want a tower to happen in their life. They were committed to keeping the two of you apart. Committed to keeping you in a toxic and hurtful, repetitive cycle. And then ultimately, someone decided to walk away. Or both of you decided. What happened with Cancers? What did you do? Yeah, you changed your mind. Yep. You changed your mind when it came to this relationship and or relationships in general. You started to look at things differently. And we got here this moon. This is making me feel like love shouldn't hurt. That's what I feel like for you. You started to see that this was bringing in sadness for you. This was overwhelming you. Drowning. This connection felt like you were drowning. So you changed your perspective when it came to this connection. You made a judgment to release yourself. You made a judgment to free yourself from this connection. You got a lot of major arcana showing up. So let me pull, I'm going to pull this deck because something major could have happened. Yeah, see, we got here restrictions. This connection was limiting you. You felt restricted because it was a repetitive, toxic, and hurtful cycle, and you wanted out of it. So you did something to free yourself, and what you did was let go. And we got family coming in. This, we got here rose-colored glasses, illusions. That's the Eight of Cups over here. Why is it showing up over here for you? We got an air sign. Surprise visit. That's why. The fact that you released yourself from this person, this could have been a family member that was that they were working with and teaming up with that gave them this advice. Because something about rose-colored glasses, I don't feel like that's you. I feel like it's this person. This could be an air sign and them coming to your home. A surprise visit, unexpected. Heaven sent, and then we got toxic. Then we talk about a toxic cycle. Tell me more. I'm asking about Cancers, but they're bringing in this person's energy. Yeah, see, this is you, restricted. You felt restricted. Because this person was looking at you through rose-colored glasses. They were looking at you through what someone else was telling them. And this feels like now this could be a family member. What does this got to do with you? Why are they coming in over here? Because I was looking for your energy and this person's energy pops up. It has to do with your choices. So I feel like, yeah, look, see, despair and sorrow. That's that moon energy. Like you felt despair and sorrow. So you started to exercise choices, options. Like this is not the only person. That's what I'm saying. You changed your perspective when it came to to relationships in general. Like you're not the only person in the world. Why am I sulking in despair over you? Why am I allowing this connection to limit and restrict me? Why am I allowing this repetitive cycle to continue? So you exercise your options and your choices. And I feel like you walked away or you just let go. Yeah, you started focusing on, you started focusing on your money, Empire State of Mind. You started focusing on your money, your career, your finances, your health. And look, we got here partnership, balance, unity. This is making me feel with someone else. Yeah, because you're starting to move past the past. So I feel like partnering up with someone else. It could be an earth sign that you could be looking to partner up with, or partnering up with someone in a work situation for yourself. What is Cancers doing when it comes to this connection? The Hierophant. You are being committed. Clarify the Hierophant. Why are you doing the Hierophant? You're being committed to some sort of belief. This belief that you have. You're committed to it. You're doing the Hierophant. You have some sort of tradition and belief that you have, and you're committing yourself to it. Because, yeah, the Nine of Swords. Why? Because this was a dark night of the soul for you. Because this caused a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety and stress. That's why you're remaining steadfast to this new perspective that you have when it comes to relationships. Because this connection was causing you agony and causing you stress. Interesting. So what's going to happen? Because it looks like they're going to unexpectedly show up, or you're going to unexpectedly see them. What's going to happen with Cancers? Because I'm seeing you partner up working with someone at some point, focusing on your purpose and career. Look, the Queen of Pentacles is what's going to happen. Oh, and the Ten of Cups. Cancers. I wonder who this is with. This is Earth coming in. You are going to be the Queen of Pentacles. I don't read the Queen of Pentacles as single, especially seeing the Ten of Cups. Whoever this person is that you may partner up with work-wise, you and them may get married. This could be a Taurus. But this past person is still hanging on. You may get married to this person. Let me see. Or at least the choice, the option will be there. This is a newer love. This is someone that you balance, a balanced relationship, give and take. You're going to have to make a choice. New love and then a bad, painful love that happened. See, the Two of Pentacles juggling, going back and forth. So the option will be there because you're in the Queen of Pentacles energy, or you will be in that energy where you're wife material. You're not someone or husband material. You're not someone people are going to be able to just date. You're not going to even deal with someone that's coming in playing games because you're committed to your new belief around relationships, because you've been through this repetitive cycle and you've learned your lesson. So how someone approaches the Queen of Pentacles, they can't come playing that Five of Swords game. It's like she's going to get rid of you because she knows her worth, and she's not going to budge either. She's standing on business because she has a lot to lose. So not just anyone is going to have access to her. But I'm saying you definitely have the Ten of Cups. But I feel like with this past person coming back in, and then this new person or newer, you're going to have to decide who you're going to have the Ten of Cups with. And seeing the Queen of Pentacles, you may partner up with the Earth sign. Let me see. Tell me about Cancers. A chart compatibility. Didn't I say that? Someone equal, give and take. You and this person. The Queen of Pentacles, and then partnering up with someone else in this Earth energy. And it says this is someone you're going to have a chart compatibility with. If you haven't checked their chart already, could be your charts align perfectly. Or learning more about them could help you in your relationship. I'm going to tell you what I'm feeling here, Cancers. I feel like despite what may have happened with you and this person, because we got air and then we got earth. So some of you could be dealing with, like I said, earth and the air sign. I feel like you're going to be surprised when you are compatible with this other person. Like, we got here a breakthrough. Your connection is going through a big transformation that will elevate you to the next level. Believe in miracles. Because look, we got no respect. That was that past relationship. I feel like whoever this air energy or whoever this past person is, I feel like they're walking away from whoever was in their ear. And that's where they're trying to come back to you to resolve it. They're standing there trying to decide, how can I resolve the connection with you? Because whoever the person that they were with, there was a disrespectful person that did not respect them, giving them bad advice, but they were listening to it. But they're trying to figure out, yeah, see, someone was giving them bad advice out of jealousy. And they took that advice and sabotaged the connection with you. So now they're standing, how can I fix this with Cancer? But they don't know. They're going to have some competition. Yup. And they're going to be jealous when they find out you're dating someone else. Because whoever, yeah, see, this is two different connections for you. You got two different connections coming your way, Cancers. Let me see. How will you be able to recognize the newer energy? Penny pinching. So the newer energy is penny pinching. So they may be someone that is watching their money, watching their finances. And they could have gone through some sort of permanent ending with this Reaper energy. That's how you recognize them. They are watching their finances and they went through an ending. That's probably why they're watching their finances, because of some sort of ending. Maybe they got out of a divorce. Maybe they're going through a divorce or a breakup and they're having to pay like alimony or child support, or maybe they're in debt. And so they're watching their money because they're in debt because of something that ended. Maybe one job ended and they started another job. They're not very happy though. Even though you and this person have chart compatibility, I feel like they have some inner child issues. And we got here, this will be, whoever this newer energy is, they're going to snoop on you. They're going to pry. They're going to be stalking you, trying to get information on you. You know how when you see someone, it's like, oh, I'm interested. They're going to start looking you up, trying to get information on you. What will the past love be doing? Yeah, oh, they gonna be, yeah, you got some, they gonna start hustling, okay? They're gonna be pissed off though about, remember it was, someone could have been their family that was disrespectful and caused this strife, at least how they're viewing it, because their inner child is being triggered, but was also triggering them. Their inner child is triggering them to start hustling and focusing on their career so that they can have a fresh start and a getaway. They want to get away from their family, get away from the disrespectful person or people in their life. And look, praying, answer prayer. They're praying to come back to have this connection with you. That's why they're praying for a resolution. Like, how can I fix this with you? They want a fresh start with their money. They want to be able to go on a vacation. They're feeling triggered by whatever that situation is with the family member or the coworker or all of the above. Because it could have been all of the above trying to give them advice that was steering them away from you out of jealousy. But they're praying for a fresh start. Cancers, you got the Ten of Cups, and it looks like it's one of these people. But I even feel like the energy that I'm seeing you guys in, even though I'm saying it's one of these people, you're the type of person that it doesn't even have to be either one of them. You're okay with it being someone else completely different than these two because you're not going to settle. It's like you're ready, but you're not going to allow anyone to waste your time. And if it means cutting off both of these people, you will be someone that definitely does that. Tell me about Cancer's energy. Let me get one more card about you guys. Yeah, you're going through a transformation. Look, we got part of the plan. The universe has brought you two together. Trust the journey, even if you don't quite understand it yet. So yeah, it is. The Ten of Cups is one of these people. But you have to, it's part, everything that's happening is part of the plan. All right, catch you all later.